Although the speed limit's 55, people tend to drive very fast and it's very heavy traffic. There's a lot of head-on accidents that have happened here. And it's not just deadly for people, it's deadly for wildlife. California is sort of behind in terms of developing transportation that's safe for wildlife. And we really need to step up our game if we're going to match other states in the West that have a lot of wildlife, a lot of open space, and that are working to make their highways safer for wildlife. My name is Jennings, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at San Diego State University. I study wildlife ecology and conservation. We put cameras in core preserves, at underpasses, under roads to take a look at how wildlife move. And one of the areas that we focused on was Highway 67. We were contacted by Caltrans because they knew we had this existing data set and we had the skills to inform future projects that they're going to be doing on the highway to both install median barriers and then in the longer term to widen the road to improve traffic flow and improve safety for both humans and wildlife. So there's a couple key components to making a crossing use. So some of them have to do with the crossing itself. What is the cross-sectional area? Can they see light through? What's it made of? Is it native surface at the bottom? Is it a narrow tube? That kind of thing. Any larger animal doesn't tend to want to move through a tiny little tube. So those things are important, but beyond that, what's going on around the culvert or the crossing is also very important. For animals to use it, there has to be high quality habitat on either side of a crossing where wildlife might be coming up to and then wanting to move across to get to the other side. If the grass is moving in front of them, it will trigger the cameras. We're going to be combining the camera data with roadkill data and some of our existing data on bobcat movement, and we're going to figure out what kind of habitat they like, what kind of movement patterns they display. And if we overlay that on top of this, where might we likely have crossings where in the future we may need either fencing or new crossings or a combination of the both. One of the reasons that we're really interested in bobcats is because we think that they are an indicator. They've been shown in other studies to have a real high sensitivity to habitat fragmentation, human activity, and human development. So they really tell us a lot about how the landscape is functioning as an entire unit and how they can move across the landscape. And so I think it's really important that Caltrans, especially here in Southern California, in San Diego, make sure it's part of the planning so it's not an afterthought, it's built right into the design, and it's going to work.